Hi. So I'm back. I think it's been 4 days again. I'm not meaning it to be 4 days, I swear. Um, I know I need a haircut, but it's so curly. I'm worried that when when I cut it off, it'll just get thicker and more curly. So like the curse of curly hair. Like everyone I've ever talked to is like, I would just die to have your hair, to have that curl, that bounce to it. And I'm like, I would just like normal straight hair, please. That's all I want. Um, okay. So I said in my last video that my next video would probably be about SVU and my love of it and some things I have a little bit of problems with. And so this is that video. So in case you're living under a rock, the Law and Order franchise is one of the biggest franchises ever. I think it's the one with the most spin-offs ever. So you have the original Law and Order. You have Law and Order Criminal Intent. You have Law and Order SVU, which is Special Victims Unit. That's the one that's still on. You have Law and Order LA. You have Law and Order Trial by Jury. You have Law and Order UK. You have Law and Order Hate Crimes, which is coming up soon. I think that's just a miniseries, I think. So it's got a lot. And the character of John Munch, who was in the original, is in SVU, and he pops up in several of them. So I think he's also one of the actors to be on one of the most spin-offs ever. I don't something. So Law and Order Special Victims Unit premiered, according to Google, on September 20th, 1999. I was born on July 20th, 1999. So it's only 2 months younger than me. I did that math right, 2 months? Yeah. Okay, so it's not very much younger than me. And obviously, like, as a little kid, I watched things that were appropriate for little kids to watch. I watched Pooh Bear. I watched Playhouse Disney when it was Playhouse Disney, not Disney Junior. Showing my age here. And I watched VeggieTales. So I watched things that were appropriate for little kids to watch. Let me put that out there. But by the time I hit, like, second or third grade, so 8, 9 years old, I just watched whatever my parents had on TV. And because I had my mom put a lot of fear in me as a kid, I knew if I ever said a word I knew I wasn't supposed to say, I'd get spanked with the belt, and that scared me. So anytime I would hear them say something like a cuss word or whatever, I just wouldn't say it because, like, I'm like, just because so-and-so says that doesn't mean you're allowed to say it, you know? I very much knew they were adults. I was a kid. So with my dad, what he had on a lot was Frasier, which is a very good show. I love Frasier. I can appreciate the humor now. 24. He had 24 on a lot. And fun fact, actually, Rami Malek was on 24 like a million years ago. And if I knew how to put a picture up in a video, I'd put a picture up of it because he was really young. But I don't know how to do that. If someone knows like a decent editing program that you can put on a non-Apple computer, please let me know. So like, I never really understood like the heavy themes. Like, I knew Jack Bauer was trying to save the world, you know? Great, but I didn't get the political underlining of it. I never understood the heaviness of it. And with my mom, she had on Law and Order Special Victims Unit. And you would think things like 24 could easily go over a child's head, and that would be okay. But SVU is sex crimes. It's rape. It's child abuse. It's heavy things. So you would think that maybe I would pick up on that because it's so right there. No. I never understood it. But I would sit there for hours and just watch it. And I think my parents were like, it keeps her quiet, whatever. And I excuse me. I really liked Elliot and Olivia. I love that friendship. Like, and now that I'm older and I see like the discourse on like would Elliot and Olivia being together have ruined the show? Yes. 100% yes, because Elliot had a wife and 5 children. 5. He loved his wife and they went through a rough patch. They were going to get a divorce, but Olivia like helped him and convinced him to go back to his wife, and I'm like, yes, everything's going to be great. You know? So yeah, it would have ruined it. They were not romantically attracted to each other. Like, you can be friends with somebody. There's a quote from C.S. Lewis that goes something like, if someone can't see friendship as a substantive, if someone can't see friendship as a real love, but only as a disguise for eros, erotic love, then that person betrays the fact that they've never had a friend. And I think that is very true, especially like in today's fandom world. Like, shipping's fun and all, but at the same time, it's like, people can be friends. Crazy, right? All right. I stopped watching. I remember distinctly Elliot leaving the show. There were news articles about Chris Maloney leaving SVU in, I think, season 13. Yeah, hear the dogs. So he left the show. Like, 13 years, that's a long time to be on a show. I remember seeing it everywhere. I think my mom actually cried, like, watching his last episode. It was rough. And then they brought in the first of like the new cast, like the newer detectives. These guys are going to be the squad that Olivia has when she becomes lieutenant. So they brought in Detective Nick Amaro, who at first I didn't like because I thought they were just trying to make him be like stable. He has the temper, and things like that. But Nick is the definition of chaotic good, I think, if y'all are into like alignment charts and things like that. He is the definition of chaotic good. He is a very strong moral compass, and if the law can't stop someone, then he'll stop it. It gets him in trouble quite a bit, actually. So at first I didn't like him, but he really grew on me, and then he gets shot and leaves the show, and I'm like, he lives, but he decides, like, his family's all in California, I'm gonna go out there too, and they're like, but we hardly knew you. I think he was on for like 4 years, so 4 seasons, so yeah, he was on for a bit. I think after him came Amanda. Now, Amanda, a lot of people don't like her, but I love her, okay? She came in, she was from Atlanta, and Kelly Giddish is actually from Atlanta, so I was like, yay! Someone who sounds a lot closer to what I sound like than, like, a Staten Island accent, for example. And a lot of people don't like her because she definitely has a lot of, what would I call it, like, guilt about her and her mother and her sister had an abusive father / he was abusive to her mom, so she had an abusive husband. And she has a lot of anger towards her mom for, like, not doing anything about it. And, kind of, I guess, victim blaming. And a lot of people don't like her for that, and that's, you're allowed to like or dislike a character for whatever reason. But I think a lot of people don't realize is that in the South, there is this very do-it-yourself attitude that, you work hard doing things, you'll succeed. There's a very much, I think it also stems from the fact that a lot of the South is poor backwoods counties. I live in one of those. And so there's a lot of this do-it-yourself, work hard, this blue collar attitude. So I think people who aren't from the South might not realize that. So when I see Amanda, like, I feel so bad for her genuinely, because I know if I was in a similar situation, then I would not like myself for not doing something about it. Like, I would feel guilty in a way, you know? And she said, like, her mom let it happen when, I'm gonna be real, most houses in the South probably have some kind of gun. So she, like, hates, like, her mom and herself for, like, not just doing something about it. And I totally understand that. Like, I can relate to that, which is, I'm like, semi-positive Southern representation, finally. Because that's a whole other video. I could, like, go on forever about how the Southern accent is seen as unintelligent, and how a lot of the United States looks down on, like, country bumpkins or rednecks or whatever derogatory word you want to say, white trash, things like that. When, I mean, we're the ones making most of your food, so, like, be a bit nicer. But okay, so I don't hate her. I actually think she's really cool, and she needs, like, a positive man in her life, because she's had 2 kids now. One was fathered by a minor character who came in for a bit, came back like once or twice, and then has not been seen since. But it was, like, on, good terms. It was an accident. Oops, Second one, also an accident, from this guy who, yeah, he'd be, like, a good husband. I'm sure, like, he's a heart doctor, cardiologist, makes a lot of money. I don't like him. A lot of people in the fandom do not like him. Like, he just screams schmuck. But that was also amicable. They realized they couldn't be together. They weren't, like, right for each other. It wasn't, like, a good time, whatever. So that's also that. I would go so far as to say she would be really good with Sonny. And a lot of people ship Sonny with Rafael, and we'll get to that eventually. But, like, they are such opposites. They come from such different parts of the U.S. I think that Sonny would be good in, like, helping her calm down and realize, hey, it's not the end of the world. It's going to be okay. I can help you. And then Amanda could also come in when Sonny's moping for whatever and be like, suck it up, buttercup. Let's go. Crap, my accent jumped out of that. Okay. I'm not going to apologize because it's how I sound. So, like, I feel like those opposites would have worked well together. And they teased it. And I saw that episode on 2 nights ago. So it was Sunday night, so yeah, 2 nights ago. And I just... this close. You were this close. All you had to do was lean just a bit more. But Sonny wouldn't have done that, probably, because they were both drunk off their butts. So... that's my opinion on, I think it's Rolisi, I think it's called. Anyway. And then Sonny. My sunshine. Dominic Sonny Carisi Jr. Oh, my word. He is one of my favorites. Now, he's Catholic, and that's great. I have many friends who are Catholic. They're amazing. However, just as an aside, one thing I really, really, really would want to see on SVU is a character who's Christian, but not Catholic. Like, a practicing Christian. Like, they show Sonny in churches, and he's very open about he thought he'd be a priest one day and how this priest at his church helped him. Like, he's very open about it. I want a character who is Christian but not Catholic. There are so many denominations. Baptist, Episcopal, Lutheran, Anglican, Methodist, Southern Baptist. That's what I am. You could have the non-denominational, which there's a joke that's like a non-denominational church is just a Baptist church with a cool website, and honestly, kind of true. There's so many other denominations that, like, just one, whatever. So I really I did not like Sonny at first. I thought he was a greasy schmuck. He comes in, he had this porn stash, which again, I would put a picture up of, but I don't know how to do that. And it looked so bad. Like, Peter Scandavino with a full beard, great. Beards make you hotter. This is science. But just the mustache, I'm like, this ain't it, honey. No. He shaved it off after, I think, the third episode he was there. I don't really remember. But it was gone pretty quick, and I'm like, hallelujah to the SVU wardrobe department. Thank you. He's not very... When you're dealing with crimes like this, where you have to listen, you have to be empathetic, you have to have a certain amount of discretion, things like that, Sonny had zero of that. I'm like, who put you in sex crimes? Who? Because, he said he worked homicide before. And, he has this really nice spiel about why he's now SVU, but I'm like... couldn't have taken a semantics class or something. Semantics, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. You could have taken the chill. He was very blunt in his first couple episodes, which is not something that you need to be right off the gate, So there's that. But he grew on me as time went by, and he's my mom, oh my gosh. We were watching it, and when a man is in his coat and tie and he's very well put together, there's a sense of formality about that. You can trust that, but at the same time, it's he's not going to do anything too crazy. He's dressed all nice, he's so formal, he's not going to do anything. But then Sonny will roll his sleeves up, and he means business. It's okay, I've taken the formality off. Talk to me, talk. And then at one point, he pulled his sleeves up. And I was with my mom, my dad, and my brother in the living room. And I said, oh, he's got his sleeves rolled up. He's serious. And my mama looks at me and says, Cam, I think you have a forearm fetish. I was not expecting her to use the word fetish. I turned beet red. My brother looks at me like, you've been called out. And my dad just looks really disappointed at me. Really disappointed. I'm sorry, Dad. All right. And then a few things just really quick. Okay. I know I've just spent the last little while talking about how much I love SVU, and I do. However, I do think they need to stop with so many of the ripped from the headlines. I know that, life imitates art imitates life, things like that. But I feel like they've had too much. With their last one, they mixed in Ilhan Omar, who is a Muslim congresswoman in the United States of America, who is extremely anti-Semitic. Semantic? Yeah, that's the word. Anti-Semitic. I can't say things. Okay. And then the Covington kid, who did nothing wrong, by the way. He stood there and smiled at someone banging in his face, yeah, what are you supposed to do? Anyway, and then, a fake hate crime, I guess, which has been in the news a lot recently. Jussie Smollett. Yeah, that was all fake. So they mixed 3 separate, things that are going on right now and, shoved it into one. And, I think it would have been okay if they were 3 separate episodes. But it just, it was a decent episode. And, the ending, I did not expect some of those things come to light. The whole time she was a closet lesbian, I was like, that's not what I expected. It was crazy. And it ended up all being her ex-husband anyway. And I'm like, oh, so it was nothing like we thought. And people were just going crazy because they saw red. Okay. Again, I'm doing all this because I don't know how to actually edit. So, all right. That's really my only main beef. I could go on about the specific characters. another time if y'all want me to, because I could go on separate rant about what I love, what I don't like about them, things like that. So, all right, I'm done. I've hit the 20-minute mark. Holy crap. If you're still watching, thanks. And I'll see y'all later. Bye.